Welcome back, everyone. Now this year we're spending the first half of December covering the Alvin and the Chipmunks Christmas albums released in the early 1960s. Now last week we reviewed the first installment, Christmas with the Chipmunks Volume 1, released in 1962. Today we'll be continuing with the second installment, Christmas with the Chipmunks Volume 2, released in 1963. Now technically, there are 4 volumes of the Christmas with the Chipmunks series. Now, when I found out there were 4 volumes of this series, I initially planned to take the entire month of December this year to review all 4, since I was only familiar with the first 2 from childhood. But then, I found out that the 3rd and 4th volumes are merely re-releases of the first 2 volumes with some added reverb and a few different remixes of some of the previous tracks. So ultimately there was nothing really new there to explore. So we'll cover Volume 2 today as planned, but then I have something else planned for next week and the following week, but we won't get into that right now. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it. This is 1963's Christmas with the Chipmunks, Volume 2. Number 1, Jingle Bell Rock. A pretty faithful cover of the original version, though slightly more up-tempo with a bit more prominent brace section, but delightful nonetheless. I give this one a 6.5 out of 10. Number 2, Deck the Halls. Another good cover. Again, pretty faithful to the standard arrangement of the song that most of us know, just with additional dialogue sections from Dave Seville addressing the Chipmunks here and there. And like the previous song, it's perfectly fine for what it is. 6.5 out of 10. Number 3, The 12 Days of Christmas. This one is mostly straightforward, with only a tiny bit of added dialogue from Dave towards the end, and that only lasts about 3 seconds or so. Thus far, this is my favorite of the first 3 songs. 7.5 out of 10. Number 4, Hang Up Your Stocking. So far, the first 3 songs have been covers of standard Christmas classics, but here we have a brand new Chipmunk original, and I must say, I really like this one. It definitely has that classic 1960s sound reflecting the time period it was created in. It's definitely my favorite so far, so much so that this is going onto my annual Christmas playlist from here on. Bravo, guys. 10 out of 10. Number 5, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. So, I have to admit, I've always had a rather soft spot for this song, regardless of what rendition it is. It's just so well written and arranged, it never fails to pull at my heartstrings every single time I hear it. So, that automatically acts in its favor. And in this version, it's just Dave Seville singing it solo in a soothing, solemn tone with no assistance from the Chipmunks. It's quite nice. I give this one a 10 out of 10. Number 6, Jolly Old St. Nicholas. Another delightful track here. A classic with a swing jazz touch. Man, I love music from this era. This one is performed by both Dave and the Chipmunks, and it's just a feel-good kind of song. What can I say? 10 out of 10. Number 7, Wonderful Day. Here we have another Chipmunk original. And like the one before, I really like this one as well. This brings back so many memories of back when I was a little kid in the 90s. Ross Bagdasarian Sr., who voices both Dave Seville and the Chipmunks, really was a great songwriter. Like, I know the whole Chipmunk thing is a novelty, but the songs are actually really good when you look at the original songs that he wrote. This is another one that's getting added to the permanent Christmas playlist going forward. 10 out of 10. Number 8, Christmas Time, aka Greensleeves. Now, I remember hearing a few different versions of this song when I was a child around Christmas time, and growing up, for several years even. I never knew the name of this song, but I always recognized the melody after just hearing a few notes. Although, I'm sure the lyrics are different in the Chipmunk version. It's a decent recording, but honestly, I don't care for it enough to do any further research into the matter, so 4.5 out of 10. Number 9. All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth. This song brings back lots of memories. It's true that I grew up with this version performed solo by Theodore Seville, but it wasn't the first version of the song that I took a liking to. That actually goes to the Nat King Cole version. I can remember it clearly. It was 1998 and I was in first grade. My father used to record certain songs from his vinyl records to cassette tapes and make his own mixtapes. And there was one that had a mix of a bunch of different stuff on it. Some Beatles, a bit of Marty Robbins, some Motown classics, and some of the Rat Pack jazz stuff. And that particular tape had the Nat King Cole version of this song on it. And I played the hell out of that song and that tape. Yeah, on this little burgundy cassette Walkman that I used to have. Great memories, great times. 7.5 out of 10. Number 10. Oh Christmas Tree. Again, I know I've said this several times, but what can I say when it's just the truth? A pretty straightforward rendition of this well-known Christmas song. Not very many liberties taken here, just a straightforward cover. It's not amazing or anything of the sort, but it does the job just fine. 6 out of 10. Number 11. The Night Before Christmas.
Was the night before Christmas and all.
So yeah, this was kinda fucking unbearable to listen to. I've never been the biggest fan of the poem in its native form, but then you try and turn this shit into a 1960s scat jazz song? Nah. This was a failure in every way conceivable. 0 out of 10. And the final song, number 12, Here We Come A-Caroling. Again, not much is altered from the standard version of this song that 99% of the people in the world are familiar with. That being said, it did come across as a good performance, and another word I've used quite a few times here, a rather delightful cut to end the album with. I give this one 8 out of 10. And that's it, folks. Well, for the most part, quality-wise, it's about as good as the first installment, other than track number 11, which I absolutely despised. But yeah, I don't think there's anything too different from Volume 1 that warrants me elaborating any further. Ultimately, I give this album an 8 out of 10. I'd like to take a moment to thank my editor for all his hard work, and to thank you all for your time as well. I sincerely appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed this review. If so, I kindly ask that you leave a like, subscribe, comment, and share this video with anyone whom you feel may be interested. Join me next week as we travel back 6 years from 1963 to 1957 as we review Elvis Presley's first Christmas album. Until then, everyone, enjoy the holiday season, be safe, and take care of yourselves and each other.